Look, starting a business in New York is an incredible milestone, but let's be entirely honest. Dealing with the state's bureaucratic paperwork can feel like an absolute nightmare. Between crafting the official articles of organization, navigating complex tax rules, avoiding costly filing mistakes, the corporate setup process is enough to give an entrepreneur a headache. That's exactly why professional LLC formation services exist. So instead of burning dozens of hours trying to decipher state code, business owners can let specialized automated platforms handle the heavy legal lifting. But with so many brands claiming to be absolutely the best, picking the right partner is critical. This quick breakdown is built with hands-on internal testing and exhaustive industry stress tests conducted by the Bizreport research team, dissecting the exact pros and cons and real pricing structures to find the perfect fit for the New York entrepreneur journey. So let's get straight into it. Before sizing up the specific providers, it is essential to understand the unique game rules that New York City enforces. Registering an LLC in the Empire State isn't just a matter of filling out a single online form. There are specific legal milestones that must be cleared to keep the business legitimate. The Articles of Organization. This is the foundational launchpad. To officially register New York City LLC, a business must file its Articles of Organization with the New York Department of State Divisions of Corporations. The state charges a mandatory, non-refundable filing fee of $200. The infamous publication requirement. This is New York's biggest bureaucratic hurdle. Under Section 206 of the New York State LLC law, virtually every newly formed LLC must publish a copy of its information notices or a summary statement into 2 designated local newspapers with 120 days of filing. This mandatory printing run must continue for 6 consecutive weeks. Once completed, the newspaper issues an affidavit of publication, which must be submitted to the state along with $50 filing fee for the official certificate of publication. Failing to hit this window can result in the state's suspension of the LLC's authority to carry out the business. The only exception to this rule is that a theoretical production LLC, which is the complete exempt from this requirement as long as the phrase theoretical production is explicitly included in the official legal name. But for the standard commercial ventures, this 6-week printing run remains an absolute non-negotiable gatekeeper. Next, we have the operating agreement. So under Section 417 of New York LLC law, members are legally required to adopt a written operating agreement within 90 days of filing the Articles of Organization. This internal document dictates exactly how profits are split, how decisions are voted on, and how ownership transitions are handled. And while it stays in the company record rather than being filed with the state, skipping this step leaves businesses dangerously exposed to legal disputes if they ever arise. Now, let's blow the lid off the top options to see which provider actually delivers the cleanest setup. User-friendly option across the board. ZenBusiness has built a massive footprint in the industry by stripping away the dry, confusing legal jargon and replacing it with a sleek, tech-driven interface. For a brand new founder, the registration setup is incredibly intuitive, acting like a guided digital wizard that eliminates human error. A major competitive edge here is their proprietary Velo AI assistant, which actually analyzes your business type to accelerate the drafting process and accurately prepare state documentation. The primary strength of ZenBusiness lies in its flawless balance between modern technology and human backup. While many platforms leave founders stranded after business hours, ZenBusiness delivers live customer support that extends through the weekend. This weekend access is an invaluable safety net for business entrepreneurs trying to manage rigid state timelines outside their normal day jobs. However, navigating their tiers requires careful planning regarding mandatory state documents. While the platform offers an accessible entry point, their basic framework does not bundle an internal operating agreement, a document that New York legally mandates all LLCs must adopt within 90 days of formation. To secure this critical compliance layer alongside their worry-free monitoring or ongoing registered agent renewals, founders must be prepared to transition into their paid subscription tiers rather than relying solely on bare-bones setup. But for a New York business owner who places a premium on top-tier automation, conversational AI tools, and reliable customer support to survive state district deadlines, Zen Business delivers a stellar foundation. Next up is number 2, LegalZoom, taking the crown as the best premium option. And when it comes to pure national brand recognition, LegalZoom is the best, the undisputed heavyweight hitter of the legal space. They have supported millions of business owners across the country and are firmly positioned for entrepreneurs who want the security of an established corporation giant rather than lean tech startup. Beyond just scanning standard paperwork, LegalZoom provides a massive integrated legal ecosystem, the undeniable go-to if a massive national brand name and serious legal backing are the priorities. In a highly litigious and complex corporate market like New York, having a direct, seamless access to LegalZoom's extensive network of vetted attorney advice plans and official document libraries gives business owners a massive layer of structural security. However, the main obstacle is the cost of comprehensive protection. While the initial setup is free, LegalZoom's ecosystem is heavily built on upsells, and bundling features like an operating agreement or ongoing compliance can quickly elevate the final price tag. But if things like brand equity, extensive legal resource, and corporate scale are the primary requirements, LegalZoom is a highly dependable vehicle. And at number 3 is Northwest Registered Agents, ranking as the best for data privacy. Northwest takes a radically different approach to business formation compared to the flashy tech platforms. They're family-owned, fiercely independent, and operate with a strict corporate philosophy that prioritizes data security above everything else. So instead of hosting user data on vulnerable public cloud networks, they run everything on their own private local servers to guarantee personal information is never sold to third-party market lists. The standout benefit is their localized corporate guide system pairing users with real, highly experienced business professionals. Instead of automated phone bots, Northwest pairs owners with highly experienced, real human experts. The human expertise is an absolute game changer for navigating New York's strict privacy mechanics. Under state rules, Northwest allows founders to utilize Northwest's permanent physical corporate address on all public information papers. This address shield blueprint means your personal home address stays entirely off public registry, protecting you from endless corporate spam and junk mail. Furthermore, instead of leaning on confusing subscription structures or $0 marketing traps that forces heavy upsellers later, Northwest utilizes a highly transparent and incredibly competitive one-time fee or just $39 plus state costs. This standalone package includes specialized human support, elite address shielding, and a full year of free professional registered agent service. This is an essential compliance layer that normally costs $125 annually. This $39 entry point stands out as one of the most cost-effective service rates available across the entire industry. However, their online user interface is distinctly utilitarian and looks a bit old-fashioned compared to the flashy automated dashboards on the market. But for the entrepreneur who refuses to compromise on personal data security and wants authentic expert support, Northwest is an exceptional choice. Moving on to number 4, we have Tailor Brands, which serves as the premier option for integrated branding support. Tailor Brands approaches business formations from a highly creative angle. They recognize that when launching a New York venture, a founder does not just need an official state incorporation, they immediately need an online identity to actually start making money. So the major superpower here is their all-in-one business-in-a-box approach. Alongside filing the standard paperwork, Tailor Brands integrates advanced AI logo creators, custom website builders, digital business cards, and social media marketing tools directly with the exact same user dashboard. In a hyper-saturated, ultra-competitive market like New York, being able to craft a polished, commercial brand identity and secure state approval at the exact same time gives entrepreneurs a massive head start on day one. However, if someone is just looking at bare-bone, low-cost filing and already has a website, a logo established, the creative add-ons can feel a bit unnecessary and will increase subscription costs over time. And given that New York already forces you to spend heavy on local newspaper advertising just to stay legal, taking on an extra branding subscription might stretch an already tight bootstrap budget too thin. But for modern lifestyle or e-commerce brands starting completely from scratch, Taylor Brands provides an incredibly efficient, unified launchpad. Rounding out at top 5 is Busy, a company that has long been a dominant force in the business formation space. Busy is built entirely around an aggressive, high-value pricing model, making it a highly popular pick for bootstrap startups trying to keep initial overhead as low as humanly possible. The biggest highlight here is the sheer upfront cost relief. Busy's basic silver plan features a $0 service fee plus state costs. But the massive competitive advantage that puts them at the lower end of the price tag across the market is that they bundle a full year of registered agent service completely free of charge right inside the free formation package. This free year of registered agent compliance is a massive win for the New York startups, helping to offset the separate filing costs for the mandatory state operating agreement and the local publication fees. On the flip side, the main trade-off comes down to the checkout journey. Their platform features a heavy volume of partner offers and upsell prompts that can slow down the ordering process if an owner isn't paying close attention. Additionally, live support is strictly tied to normal business hours. But for pure cash flow preservation on a new New York launch, Busy is incredibly tough to beat. When mapping out the true financial reality of launching a New York LLC, the baseline starts with the state's mandatory $200 filing fee, regardless of service providers deployed. While entry plans from Zen Business and LegalZoom allow business owners to submit the official articles of organization with $0 service fee, their long-term cost often scales up through recurring subscription tiers. Similarly, Taylor Brands draws you into a $0 entry option, but quickly bundles its legal filing into an ongoing marketing and branding subscription, adding continuous overhead if you only need baseline legal compliance. In the sharp contract, Busy and Northwest registered agents stands out by operating on transparent, one-time fee model for its setup paths. Busy offers a $0 service fee with industry-low registration agent renewals, while Northwest charges a highly competitive upfront $39 that includes a full free year of registered agent compliance and elite data security. When factoring in New York's mandatory publication handling, which can easily add on several hundreds of dollars in newspaper fees and required internal operating agreements, looking closely at how each platform structures its long-term renewal fees is the only way to protect your business overhead over time. The absolute best choice depends entirely on what the business values most. For tech-driven ease, go with Zen Business. Their most modern automation and flawless deadline tracking makes compliance completely hands-off. For institutional trust LegalZoom if the goal is to lean on massive corporate brand name backed by solid industry reputation. For total privacy protection, select Northwest Registered Agent to ensure personal formations stays locked down under elite data security protocols with real expert guidance. For launching an identity, lean into Taylor Brands if the venture needs design tools, custom logos, and a website created at the exact same time as the legal paperwork. And for maximum cash flow, utilize Busy to leverage a $0 filing fee combined with a full free year of registered agent service. So weigh the specific superpowers of each platform against the immediate business roadmap. Pick the ideal partner and get that New York LLC officially off the ground. Thank you so much for tuning in and good luck with the new venture.